Welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're all enjoying your week so far. And this is what we were talking about last week. If you go back to the last episode, we were talking about this weekly support level. We foreseen this weekly support level at 16,039. It had double confluence with our long-term diagonal trend line. So remember, we managed to break through the long-term diagonal trend line, which goes back to November 2021. So it's a year-long trend, and it's took a long time to get through here. It's managed to break through, which is positive for the bulls. However, it hasn't managed to create a higher close. The high of the range here is 25,224, and that's somewhere from current price action now, which is 16,657. So we're in a bit of a bear pennant at the moment, and although we have had the break and we've had the break of long-term trend and we've had the retest of this trend, this is what we were saying we need to watch out for this week. The bear's momentum. So we're in a bit of a channel here. We're trading in a descending channel following a bearish move. So that's pretty bullish from a long-term macro scale. And don't forget, these things tend to play out over a long period of time. Each one of these candles is a week. And the reason why that's showing exhaustion is you've had the long move going back here. Let's just draw this in. You've had this long move to the downside here, and the bulls have had a reaction, or the bears have had their reaction here. Bulls have managed to push price action right back up. So the push price action right back up, and you've had another reaction at this level. Finally managed to get the break, and the bears push price action right down. Is this their last chance, or are we going to get the capitulation that people are talking about? So we're going to cover a couple of things in this episode. We're going to do things a little bit differently by looking at the total two, or should I say the total two and total three, the Bitcoin dominance, the DXY, and a couple of pairs, and show you why I think, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a great time to get into altcoins at the moment, but the signals to tell you when you can get into altcoins and you can start accumulating small levels, not putting all your eggs in one basket, but starting to build your portfolio slowly at these levels. So not financial advice. Remember, guys, it's going to be jam-packed. I'm going to whiz through the markets. Let's get straight into it.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Right, okay, guys, like I say, I'm just going to whiz through the markets for you guys today, and there's just a few pairs that I want to show you. The reason why I'm just whizzing through them today, and it's not going to be a longer video, is because we've got part 2 and part 3 of the strategy to crack on with. So if in doubt, zoom out. We always teach you on this channel, and I've got Bitcoin here on the 1 week chart, and you can see from a bullish perspective, we've managed to break out from this long-term diagonal trend, and from a bearish perspective, we haven't managed to create that higher close yet. So bears have pushed price right down to our support zone of 16,039, and that area is held. We put these support levels and resistance levels in weeks, months ago, and they're all holding because they've previously held in the past, and these are the levels that people are looking to either take profit or start buying. Right, okay, so from a positive perspective, we haven't managed to fall back into trend yet. If we do get that capitulation people are talking about, you might see something that looks a little bit like this, where you fall back into trend temporarily, and then you get the buy orders pushing price action right back up. Market gets a reset. You manage to make the highs, and then we can carry on our journey. Doesn't look like that's going to happen yet, in my opinion. I think we'll be ranging for a little bit. And you can see that we've made a bit of a bear pennant here. And if I just go into the daily, you'll see it a little bit clearer. And what I'm looking for now is a break to the upside or the break to the downside to give me confirmation of direction of the market. So if we get a break and a close above the 17,046 level, that's short-term bullish for me. And if we get that and hold that as support, you can look at levels of 19,163 in the short term. Doesn't mean we're bullish. Doesn't mean anything really, to be honest with you, because we can quite easily range trade between these areas here. So move to the downside. If we get an equal measured move to the downside from where we are now, and this is if we do get a volatile move as well, because you're likely that if you could get some short-term price action, not manage to break and close above here, and your equal measured move would be taken a little bit higher. So an equal measured move from where we are now And that could be a capitulation. It's taken price action between 10,203 and 11,765. So it's going to be short-term breakout back into trend. And if it is an actual capitulation, you'll see buy orders pushing price action right back up. And then hopefully some leverage players will be wiped out of the market and we can get a move to the upside finally. So we'll have a look at the Bitcoin dominance next, and then we'll have a look at a couple of totals, the DXY, and a couple of Bitcoin pairs. So Bitcoin dominance, we've got it up on the weekly chart here. Look where this thing's been before in the past. Last bull run, you're looking at 72, 70, 71, 72% dominance. So this is the Bitcoin dominance against the rest of the whole of the crypto market. And in the last bull run, it did manage to get 71, 72%. Crypto market stood up pretty well in comparison in this bear market. And we're making a bit of a bear flag here. Does this mean that we're going to get a move to the downside and the altcoins are going to have their alt season? I very much doubt that, because one thing that you can see here is that as far as the price action is concerned, we're making a higher low. So if you stick on a trend line here, you can see we're making higher lows where we're making lower lows on the actual price action. So you can see dominance ready for a run. We're at the bottom of this range. We're at the bottom of the flag. And if we do get a capitulation in Bitcoin and Bitcoin moves to the downside, the chances are the altcoins are going to bleed a lot more than that. So pay attention to this. And this is one of the reasons why I'm not showing you guys altcoins, because it looks to me like this has got a move to the upside. And I just want confirmation for my account personally. Remember, it's not financial advice. The altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. The altcoins that I'm in are going to outperform Bitcoin. And at the moment, I can't see that happening. Looks like we're going to have a run for Bitcoin, or not as much of a drop for Bitcoin. It could be either way. And you could see that capitulation that people are talking about. But this is something to watch, is the Bitcoin dominance. And like I say, we're at the bottom of this range here that we've been trading in for some time. I've been trading in there since the 10th of May, 2021. So that's a year and a half now, 18 months in this range. And if you do get a break to the upside, you can watch that the altcoins are going to bleed a lot. So keep an eye on that, guys. The total 2 and total 3, this is another reason why I'm not stacking up on altcoins at the moment, is because we haven't managed to have this longer term trend break that Bitcoin's already had. So remember, on Bitcoin, we've currently broke out and we've tested and currently held. We haven't managed to make the higher high, but the total 2 market cap, which is the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin, hasn't managed to do that yet. And the total 3 market cap certainly hasn't managed to do that yet. So total 3 is the total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And you can see that that's not performing as well. It's nearing breaking its previous swing low as well. So that's another thing to look out for. Go through the Dixie quickly, the DXY, and see the Dixie showing weakness. That's good for the markets. That's showing that people are a little bit more risk off. You know that this has got lots of currencies that are built into the Dixie, the DXY. So as we see a pullback in the DXY, it's showing weakness in fiat currencies. It's showing a weakness in the dollar. And then it's showing a little bit of strength in off-risk assets and speculative assets like cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. So we want to see this continue to the downside. We want to see a weak dollar, and we want to see people having less worry in the market. We want to see people have less panic, less fear, and less depression in the market, and just have a little bit of faith and a little bit of confidence. You can see with exchanges like FTX and all the rumors in the market at the moment where there's a lot of fear in the market, and that's often a place to dollar cost average back into the market. But remember, none of this is financial advice. So quickly, we'll look at Ethereum and Bitcoin. So this is the ETH Bitcoin pair on the weekly, and you can see that Ethereum's performed really well against Bitcoin compared to the rest of the altcoin market. One thing I would say is it's looking like it's a bit overheated on here. We've got a bit of a head and shoulders pattern. Haven't managed to break out to the upside yet. If we do break out to the upside, you could see that decoupling that people are talking about, and Ethereum gaining a greater share of the market cap. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. It looks like there's more exhaustion here, and you can see a bit of a bearish divergence playing out where we haven't managed to make highs on the RSI, but you've managed to make highs in price action. So it's indicating a bit of a pullback for Ethereum. And as far as Solana is concerned, everyone knows how much Solana's bled. Solana against Bitcoin, look at that. Doesn't make sense to buy Solana against Bitcoin at these levels. Doesn't mean that it can't turn to the upside. Doesn't mean that it can't rally to the upside. Remember, Solana's good technology, good fundamentals behind it. None of this is financial advice, but any technology can go to the downside. Any technology can fail. And you've seen that with Luna and other big players in the market. So it's one reason why is there's more confidence in Bitcoin than the rest of the market. And that's one of the reasons why I'm looking at accumulate at high levels of support. Not all your eggs in one basket, remember, and I keep saying it and I keep saying it again, none of it's financial advice, just something that I'm looking to do at the moment. So keep your wits about you guys. And part 2, remember, of this strategy is coming out today, and you'll be able to see what I'm doing, what levels of support I've built in, how I build in my support levels, and what my strategy is overall for the longer term. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.